What's up, y'all? Let's go. Shout out to the lovely lady that I met. I'm gonna say that y'all sideways, bang bang through me, baby. Hey, getting crazy. Beat the clock. You know, Pretty Tony, fucking love this album actually. Speaking of samples, right? Let's go into the source of how this shit really came from. It's beautiful. I think this is where it comes from. Beautiful song. Since I Fell for You, you know what I mean? Listen to this shit. See, I love. Yeah, man, this is the heart. That's like Ghostface shit. So let's talk about Ghostface for a second. Why am I even talking about this dude, right? I met a lovely lady very recently. You know, shout out to her just kind of by accident, but it turned out that she actually watches my channel and stuff. So she's like, oh, I see you hating online and stuff. I was like, okay, that's just me. But we were talking hip hop and she was like, I'm a big Ghost fan. I was like, really? I fucking love Ghostface. You guys already know this. So she's like, my favorite joint is Beat the Clock. And I was like, oh, I love ladies that know their rap, man. You know, that feel rap. Because when someone's like, I like Beat the Clock, that means they actually listen to the album. You know what I mean? They really go beyond just like, you know, like whatever's on radio to a certain extent. So that's a music lover right there. And of course, that shit is sexy. You know what I mean? But we were chatting, and it's always interesting to get like the lady's perspective. I like to hear a lady's perspective on rap because rap can be so male dominated and sort of male focused to its detriment, in my opinion. I think that a lot of times it can turn women away when it should be bringing them in. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can still do your machismo thing. You can still do your thing. You can still be, you know, a guy's guy and also love the ladies. You know what I'm saying? And do it in a way that the ladies respect you and you respect them. It's very possible. It's just, you know, you just got to be able to put in the effort, right? Anyway, the point is, in our conversation about Ghostface, she was saying that what she loved about Ghost is that Ghost is so fun. And I totally agree. And I really want to stress this because this is something about Ghost that I fucking love, right? I always really like that, like, particularly Supreme Clientele, because before then, Ghost to me was kind of like the Raekwon light. You know, I've always said that Iron Man isn't really my thing. Not that it's whack, it's actually very good. But Ghost, in my opinion, didn't come into his fly, exuberant, fun self unto Supreme Clientele, right? I mean, this is the shit, man. Look at the difference. Tony Stark makes you feel. Look at the heart of steel. This shit is fire. You know? Every time I hear this shit, I'm like, I used to put this CD in the car and just like, wherever I was going for years, I would listen to Supreme Clientele from beginning to end. And this here, I hear that intro, I'm just like, oh, let's get into it. You know what I mean? Because it's fun. Like, that's what I loved about Ghost. I saw Mighty Healthy and I was like, that's me. The bright colors, just the fly shit, the fun. You know what I'm saying? And like, not to say that Wu-Tang weren't fun, because Wu-Tang were always fun. I mean, METHOD, man, right? That shit is fun. But I think that Wu-Tang were always very, like, they were super serious. And like really super gutter, obviously, right? And Ghost is still that, but I think Ghost kind of made it even more fun. And I like that, you know, because in a way it was a reinvention for Wu-Tang in a sense, right? Because it kind of got a little too serious. You know what I'm saying? Like, I look at Method Man, their breakout star, and you start to listen to even to Cal and like the second album, right? It's like, it's very sort of like hardcore and, you know, torture, nigga, like shit like that. And that's cool. It's fun in its own way. But Ghost had this thing where it was like inviting. It was very warm. It's like, come into my world. You know what I'm saying? Come into my bright and colorful Willy Wonka type world and shit. And I love that. And I think that shit is really fly. And by the way, as a segue, I'm going to say that sometimes this is why when y'all ask me, you know, what do you think of so-and-so list put out by so-and-so random Spotify or some shit. I don't give a fuck about these, you know, respectfully, these companies. They're always trying to seem like they know rap, and, you know, you got some casual creating lists and shit, right? Based off what people like me are saying, and they just go on the forums and go, oh, this is what seems to be hot, so we're just gonna put that and then add our own, like, favorite Kanye record in there just to, like, seem, you know, to legitimize Kanye or Kendrick or whatever. I don't have time for that shit. What I am trying to tell you is that I remember when Supreme Clientele, like when I heard Supreme Clientele, and I used to tell people, honestly, back in the day, and I'm saying this is 2004, 2005, when I heard it, and it blew me away. And I was like, yo, this is my favorite Wu shit. You know, I used to say this back then, and people were like, oh, you know, like I knew a couple of older heads who were obviously into Wu before I was, you know, like, and they'd be like, oh, you must be one of them new Wu fans, you know, getting all territorial and shit. But and older heads can do this, which is really fucking annoying. Like they do try to gatekeep in a sense. It's not really worth it. But the point is this. People didn't really understand. I think now people are really starting to see like the brilliance of shit like Supreme Clientele and what makes it so strong, right? Is the fun of it. And like a lot of times when you come with some great stuff, people don't really recognize it right away. I'm not saying that people didn't love Supreme Clientele. Heads loved Supreme Clientele when it came out, no doubt. But I do think that to a certain extent, there's obviously those heads themselves that didn't quite get it. Or they kind of maybe downplayed it. They thought it was cool, but they didn't really see what was so groundbreaking about it, if you get what I'm saying. And that's kind of my point. That's why, again, I'm like, when I see people make these lists, it's like years later, I'm looking at going like, would you have even liked this shit when this was out? You probably would have hated on it, or you probably would have ignored it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't seem like the kind of person that is forward thinking enough. And that's the problem. You know, it's a lot of dick ridery, and I'm not with that. Anyway, the point is, especially if you're a rapper, or even a producer, think about it. When you're making your music, right? I know that hip hop can be very male, and obviously the beats are hard and aggressive, and that's cool. Like, keep that shit. But also think about the fact that, you know, there's ladies who love hip hop and they listen to this shit. You know what I'm saying? And try to invite them in too. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you're not going to get everybody, right? I'm not saying you have to make music that speaks to everyone, because that's impossible. But what I am trying to say is that try to be a little bit expansive. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, love the ladies. We all love the ladies, right? So, that's that. Talking about Ghostface. Other shit that I've just been bumping, whatever. Just to give you a little update. Been playing the shit out of this. Hey, Uzi, let's go. I love this beat. I think this could be Dummy Man. This shit's hard, man. Yo, man, anyway. Let's go, bounce. Running my city where? Shit's hard. Yo, Uzi got one with this shit, man. He just gotta figure this, like, Uzi really needs to go back. I know it leaked, it doesn't matter. The beat is fucking cold. Just go back and make a real song out of this shit, because this could literally be easily one of Uzi's best songs ever. This to me is even better than that Just Wanna Rock shit, because this beat is just, there's just something about it. You know what I'm saying? It's almost kind of, it's harder, right? And I do think that what's interesting about this beat and this whole sort of Philly club thing that he's doing, I mean, it's new. It's actually, like, it's new in a sense of, it's fresh. You know what I'm saying? And that's what you want to do. You want to do something that's fresh, that captures your identity. Because Uzi, to me, you know, he was working with Pierre. He was kind of like Playboy Cardi light and certain things. You know what I'm saying? He was Trippie Redd light. You know, like, it was kind of, he was a little bit all over the place for me. You know, he was doing that emo shit. I don't really know if that shit's hot. But, like, my point is, this stuff, if he really sank his teeth into this sort of sound and really tried to make it pop, this could literally be the best thing he's ever done. You know, and really define him as an artist. So I hope that he continues going, because I think this shit is hot, man. Now, last thing, obviously, been on this hard SGP, man. Shout out to Miami, by the way. I'm definitely rooting for y'all over the Celtics, 100%. Space Ghost killed this, by the way. This beat is hard. Hard. Yeah, man. I fuck with this record heavy. So this is Space Ghost Purrp, Money Train. You know, I like the new shit, man. I know who's really doing it for real, you know what I mean? You know this about me. Well, let's go. Fire. And the other thing I have to say about this, by the way, is that, you know, this is why I don't really like these lists that put these Kendrick Lamar types on there. Because, you know, I talk to people about rap and I try to figure out what they like. I know that Kendrick and J. Cole and them are more R&B artists, and I've told you about this. From their name, you can see it in their names. Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole, Jermaine Cole, right? Brian McKnight. It's like that's the lane that they're in. They're just trying to basically pretend they're rappers, you know, but really these are sort of R&B pop oriented acts, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But the fact of the matter is that hip hop heads like myself who love this rap shit, who are like really into that next level, the hard shit, the fun shit, we don't listen to Kendrick and J. Cole like that. It's aimed at a certain audience, right? The people that are making that hard shit, the stuff that's like, yo, I never heard nothing like this before, but this is dope. This got that, you know what I'm saying? It's the Space Ghost Purrps of the world, the Uzis, the Playboy Cardis, Drake, ASAP. We know this. You know what I mean? So that's why, again, when you guys make these lists, and you know, these Rolling Stones and them, they'll make these lists, they'll go on the forums, they put shook ones, you know, they put the message, you know, like, again, it's very, very standard, very basic. They put grind in maybe, you know what I'm saying, because they heard me or an other head say it. So, you know, they're trying to make it legitimate. Then they slide in, you know, Kendrick Lamar, royalty or some shit. Like, get the fuck out of here. I can pick out, I know the bad apples in this whole shit, okay? Anyway, love y'all. Thanks for rocking with me. And I'm still alive, man. You know, I just don't post as often, but I'm still here.